In order to understand what nanotechnology means to food, you have to understand what nanotechnology is to begin with. Nanotech is the changing of properties of atoms in a piece of matter in order to make it do different things. For example, be waterproof. I thought it would be fascinating to find out how nanotech does and will in the near future affect food, since we can't live without food and we eat every day. More importantly, I was concerned on how nanotechnology in food will affect us and our well-being. Here's what I learned. Since nanotechnology is still considered a pretty new technology, the FDA is still working on ways to regulate the use of nanotech in food products. Just like everything in the world, using nanotechnology in food has its ups and its downs and its negatives and its positives. But it's up to us to weigh the negatives and the positives. The plus of using nanotechnology and food together is that it would make it 10 times more simpler for scientists to comprehend how food components are structured. This would help scientists formulate ways for food to stay on the shelves longer, which would in turn help everyone, especially those who eat a lot of canned food. Additionally, it can also help make food much safer. Besides that, there have been recent outbreaks of E. coli, which is the bacteria you see in this picture, in foods such as lettuce and spinach and ground beef lately. Nanotech can be used to ensure food safety and help keep a plant clean. Scientists are using a type of nanoparticle called silicate to build a barrier to gases in a film made of plastic. This is actually used to package food with, and this research can mean endless things. Using this type of nanoparticles in packaging food, the chances of food spoiling are much lower. There really are so many positives of using nanotechnology in food. However, some people have been more reluctant to embrace this change simply because they aren't sure of how food particles will behave on such a small nanoscale. They really want to be confident with what they're putting in their mouths as well as their children's, so they're not as open to the idea of nanotech in food. Additionally, there have been reports from the Institute of Food Science and Technology that nanoparticles may affect toxicity, which should definitely be looked into. The reason I'm fascinated with nanotechnology in food is because it's eventually going to take over the food industry, just like so many others. If food works out well, if another one works out well, then it's going to slowly weave its way into all the other industries too, until it transforms all aspects of our life. So I think it's really interesting to get to know nanotechnology before it really blows up. And I really thought it was interesting to research how it affects the human body and how they're still learning things about it, and